Hello Aries, and welcome to your reading. So Aries, remember to always allow your intuition to be present as I'm doing these readings for you. So we are going to see what messages the divine wants to give you in this reading. So as I'm shuffling your cards, always allow yourself to use your own discernment, to use your own wisdom, to use your own logic to really grasp the messages that are for you in this reading. I always remind you as well to have a look at your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant sign, because when you do that, you get way more information that you need for you specifically. So as we are getting your cards, I want to also ask you to subscribe to the channel and to hit that notification bell, because it is always helpful. Oh, there you go. So let's have a look to see what is going on. Okay, so we have your cards that are on the table, Aries, and it's interesting to see because there is movement that is on the table. There is joy, happiness. However, it's a process. Okay, so what I'm really hearing for you is to, exactly what I was going to say, is to trust the process, because we have your card that is coming in. And this card is asking you to trust your path. And this is why I was saying to you that allow your intuition to be present as I am doing this reading, because it is going to be triggering some important information, some important downloads within you about your path, about where you're going, about the guidance that is here for you. So this card is wanting to ask you, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So if you knew that someone had your back, if you knew that you had the support that you needed, how far would you go? What would you do? So the divine wants you to just answer that question within you. So as we are doing this reading, you can get more information about the path that you're in. Because like I told you, this is all about movement. This is all about progression. So it's all about trusting the path, trusting the journey, and not always wanting and expecting magic and miracles to happen. This is a journey that is specifically for you. This is a journey about growth. This is a journey about expansion. If just things happened magically, then you're not learning anything. You are not growing. We always see those people who, for instance, they won or they win the lottery, they win a lot of money. And what happens? Usually within less than 10 years, they are poorer than they were before. Why is that? Because suddenly they were just given something that they were not capable of looking after. They didn't have the growth, they didn't have the appreciation, they didn't have the abilities to look after that magic that was just given into them, that blessing that was just given on a plate to them. So the divine is saying the reason why you're being asked to trust the process, the reason why you are being asked, what would you do if you knew you would be supported, is because the divine understands and wants you to grasp and understand that the process that you're going through is about growth, and therefore there will be challenges. And these challenges are not to make you feel less than, rather they are meant to let you grow, because challenges are always about growth. So that is the message that I was hearing for you, to really give that to you, because the divine wants you to understand that once you're on this path and the challenges come. So when we're looking at this card, you will see that we have our mountains, and in tarot and the oracles, the mountains always represent challenges. The mountains always represents those difficult moments. So it is all about climbing the mountain. But you can see that you have done a lot of climbing already. You're almost at the top of the mountain. But still we can see that there is challenges that are there ahead of you. So what you are being told is, listen, you are getting on this path, you are trusting the process, and you are understanding that there is nothing magical that is just going to happen. Because when magical things happen, again, the capability is not there to look after what you've been given. So the divine wants to gift you what you need as you are growing, as you are expanding, a little bit of magic is sprinkled over there, a little bit of magic is sprinkled over there, in line with your own skills, with your capability to grasp the blessings that you have been given. So what I'm saying is, like, there is not just that magical moment where you're just gonna get a lot of stuff that you can't look after, and then you find yourself in a lot more problems than you were before. Okay, so the divine is saying, listen, the reason why this message is so powerful, and the reason why I'm really hearing a lot of messages for you, is because the path that you're on is leading to happiness, to joy. You have been praying, you have been hoping to manifest what it is that you want, and the divine is saying it's a process. We are going to do this slowly, slowly, slowly. Because when you do things slowly, you grow. The roots are deeper. And so, as you are moving in the direction of your happiness, as you are getting on that new path, leading to your blessings, leading to where your prayers are being answered, you are in that energy of getting more than you anticipated, because you're growing, you're learning, and your capacity is growing as well. So you thought you could just handle this much, and the divine saw you here, willing to trust, willing to walk the journey. And as the magical moments are happening, you are learning, you're growing, your capacity is growing, your knowledge, your wisdom is also expanding. And so what you've been praying for, what you've been hoping to manifest, ends up being much more than you anticipated. And this is that cherry on the top that the divine wants you to understand. The divine wants to gift you a lot more than you're expecting. But the divine wants to remind you that you have to trust the process, you have to go on the path. And the divine wants to emphasize, like I'm hearing emphasize, that on this path you will be supported. You will find the people who support you, your guides, your celestial beings will all be with you, supporting you, lifting you up when you're feeling weak, lifting you up when those times where you're just thinking, what is the point? I'm not getting where I want to be faster than I am getting right now. So you're thinking, by this time I'm going to be here and there, but it's not happening. And you start giving up. But you're not giving up because you're reminded that you're supported, and you are remembering along the way this message that you have support. And as you're starting to feel weak, as you're starting to feel like the challenge is too big, you are not giving up. Because now in this here and now, this moment, you're promising yourself, and you're making a promise to the divine that you'll go all the way to the finishing line. And the divine is wanting to remind you that if it gets too challenging, you'll find that your guides will be there to lift you up. So again, this is all about really wanting to make you open your eyes to what is ahead, to what you have. You've got absolutely amazing card that is finishing off this reading for us, but we must go through the reading. And I know that many of you don't have the attention span to listen to a reading all the way, but for those of you who do, you will be blessed, because you're understanding the process, you're understanding the challenges, you're understanding that you are not alone, and you're understanding that you're going to get way more than you anticipated because of the growth that you're going to be growing along the way. So the divine is saying that, listen, as you are trusting your path, as you're journeying, you are also going to be doing some shadow work along the way. So again, the shadow work could be those times where you are starting to give up, where you are losing hope, where you're losing faith. The divine is saying that, listen, the shadow work is important. Okay, so for those of you who don't know how to do shadow work, I know you comment and say, I don't know how to do this. There's so many videos here on YouTube. Just type in shadow work, and so many other people have made videos that can help you and assist you. So as you're doing this will be challenging times. This will be like almost like that feeling of going through that dark hour of the soul. But that dark hour of the soul is absolutely important, because it is the moment in time when you are just about to break through that glass ceiling. Like they say, the darkest hour is just before dawn. So when you're doing that shadow work, when you're going through challenges, you are realizing that actually I am about to make an important breakthrough. So you are not giving up, you're carrying on going. This is powerful because right now, the divine wants you to understand that the stars are aligning for you as you are choosing the path, as you're going on the path, as you're trusting the process. The reason why you are seeing this reading is because it is time. The stars are aligning in your favor. It is that moment in time when everything will start falling into place slowly, beautifully, magnificently, because you're understanding that everything is not going to just happen all at the same time. It is a process, it is growth. So as the stars are aligning and you are moving in the direction of your happiness, what makes you feel alive, what brings you peace, is going to bring you security, is going to bring you what you've been wishing and willing to manifest for a long time. So there is a process that is there. So for some of you, we have the card of the Four of Cups. And the divine is saying that for some of you, you're hearing this message and there's a feeling of disappointment that is here. Because you want the magic. You want to win the lottery. You want to just boom, everything changes overnight. So you could see that the divine is gifting you something small and you are rejecting it. You are just in the energy of not wanting to accept that because you want something bigger. But the divine is saying that I'm gifting you something. I'm bringing you the light. I'm bringing you everything that you need. And once you accept this, there is going to be more gifts along the way. Remember, I was telling you about growing your roots deep. So whatever it is that you're being blessed with, the divine wants these blessings to grow deep so that each moment is the moment where you're bringing that energy of freedom, bringing that energy of joy. So the divine is saying that your gifts, your blessings are going to come in slowly, 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 time after time, after time, after time, after time. And you are in that energy of growing deeper and deeper in trust, in faith, as you are journeying through this process. And look at where this is leading. You are receiving the energy of the Emperor, one of my favorite cards when we're talking about a journey. Remember, I told you that in the tarot, when you see mountains, they represent obstacles, they represent challenges. And now see where the mountains are. They are now behind you because you have grasped all the lessons. Now you have the wisdom. Now you have the knowledge. You have the key of knowledge in your hand because you learned all the lessons. You grasped everything through the challenges that you went through. So now when something happens, you are not falling because you have the key, you have the know-how, and you will see that the world is your oyster because of the knowledge, because of being able to slowly, slowly climb that mountain. So there is definitely mountains that are here, but the mountains that you are receiving are leading you to being the Emperor. Now let's emphasize quickly who the Emperor is all about. The Emperor is that energy of divine masculine. The Emperor brings in structure, and the structure that the Emperor brings in abundance because you're understanding that you cannot cut corners. The Emperor brings in structure because you have to trust the journey, you have to trust the path, which leads to a lot of abundance. The Emperor is abundance. He is even bigger than the king. He has way more than the king. The king goes to the Emperor for advice, for assistance, for wisdom and knowledge. And this is where you are going. So indeed, the stars are aligning for you. And if you have listened to this reading all the way to the end, just comment in the comment section below and tell me and claim the energies that are here for you. So this is the reading that I have for you. Enjoy the process, enjoy the path, because it is leading you to major abundance in blessings, in resources, in money, in wisdom, the world is indeed your oyster. So don't forget again to give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll see you soon. It's a goodbye from me.